Good morning, everyone. Thanks for taking your time and joining us today for end-user computing session about VMware products that are intended for end users, for mobility, for virtual desktops, and so on. My name is ROCH NORWA. I work for the Eastern Europe division of VMware. I work closely with customers interested in our end-user computing part of the portfolio. As you probably know, VMware is most known from its infrastructure products. But the infrastructure and virtualization is not our only focus. We are also very focused on delivering solutions for end users. We are focused on many interesting things that I would like to present you during this session. But first, I would like us to focus for a moment and think about how the world used to be in the end-user computing area at your companies. Usually, if you think about the past, about how it used to be at your work, you can see that usually you were serving your services to the users that were usually the employees of your company. Those employees were usually using computers and devices that your company bought, owned, and managed. Those devices were connected with classical Ethernet wired networks that you had complete control of. And at the end, all these things were connecting to the applications that you were running inside your data center that you had complete control of. And this kind of landscape in the past was really hard to manage and really hard to control. We used to call this type of control the control through ownership. We own something and we can control this. But this kind of control, it's really hard to manage in this environment of static components. When you think about managing this environment, it's really hard to implement change, implement new devices, new applications, and new trends that arise in the end-user computing area. Because the world is changing right now, and the landscape that I just presented to you probably for you looks a little bit like this right now. The end users that use your services are not only the employees right now. Probably you are serving also your customers, your partners. If you're working for academic institution, you are probably serving your students. So the end user can be anyone today. Next, the device that the user is using to access your services, it's not a desktop anymore. The desktop, of course, will still remain inside your company, but the very broad range of new devices will also appear when users will start using devices like laptops, MacBooks, iPads, mobile devices, mobile phones. There's a great landscape of the devices that can be used for work today, and believe me, your users are going to use them sooner or later. Again, if you think about the connection to your services, the wired cable, the Ethernet network, is not the preferred type of connection right now. All those mobile devices that we talked about before a moment are usually connected to the network and to the services using mobile networks, Wi-Fi networks, and all those kinds of networks that are really hard to manage and control because usually they are completely out of scope of your environment. And at the end, if you think about the applications, you can see that there is not only the applications that run inside your data center. There is a broad range of different applications that can be used by the end users. Cloud applications from the public clouds available as a software as a service. Mobile applications for the mobile devices. Web applications developed inside your data center that are accessible through the browser. The landscape is huge and it's growing every day. Every day something new arises on the market. So this kind of landscape is something that you should be prepared for, and you should be prepared to manage this. And this is going to be a challenge. Because in this landscape, you'll be dealing with a loss of control and fundamental loss of relevancy of all those services. You have to find a solution to manage not only the classical environment that you already know and perfectly know how to manage, because it's quite easy to manage single desktop with Windows operating system and applications. You have many solutions, probably like Active Directory, SCCM, Altiris, or any other PC lifecycle management solutions. But the world is changing, and you have to be prepared to manage all of this. Mobile applications, different operating systems, starting from Windows, Linux, Android, iOS. You have to manage the data that resides everywhere right now. It's not only the user profile on the PC right now that is storing user data. Users start to use Dropbox for storing their data. Did you know about it? Do you know where is your data stored, where it flows? We are really suffering from fundamental lack of credibility in the area of the data that the users are using. So you have to think about a solution. Of course, the market is very wide, and there is a lot of companies that offer you many solutions. There is PC lifecycle management, mobile application management, MDM, SBC. My God, I just can't even imagine how many of these acronyms are available on the market. And of course, you can buy one solution for managing mobile devices, one solution for managing web applications, another solution for managing virtual desktops. But is it really so good to use so many different unintegrated solutions to manage one environment at your company? No. And this is why VMware is trying to give you a solution, an integrated stack of products that are perfect for managing this new landscape of applications, devices, and data that arises in your company. With VMware, we've been developing products like VMware View, responsible for virtual desktops, Horizon Mirage, that will allow you to manage physical desktops and laptops that will still remain at your company. And at the end, Horizon Workspace. That's a perfect tool to manage all the mobile devices, application access, data sharing and synchronization. All those products were developed for many years right now, but this year we made a great investment in the area of end-user computing and introduced the Horizon Suite, a pack of the products integrated both in the form of the licensing and in the technology integration part that allow you to holistically approach the management of your end-user computing environment. And now I would like to take a closer look at each and every of these products, see how they work, what's new in every of these products, what are the functionalities that we delivered recently to make it even easier for you to implement those solutions inside your environment. Let's start with Horizon View, our solution for virtualizing desktops. The idea of virtualizing desktop is quite simple. We took advantage of the best-in-class and #1 in the world hypervisor that we developed for many years right now, VMware vSphere. And we decided to run desktop operating systems on top of vSphere as a virtual machine. Then, with great cooperation with a company called Teradici, we developed a highly efficient remote protocol that allows you to remotely access those virtual desktops from almost any device. We do have agents for any modern devices, starting from laptops and desktops through thin clients up to specialized Zero clients and mobile devices. Taking this approach into virtual desktop management allows you to achieve many interesting perks. You can achieve many advantages, starting from the security and compliance of your environment, moving all the data processing to the data center and storing completely secure all the user data applications and desktops. Make it really secure to manage this and to keep it safe from all the threats that are available to the physical devices. Another thing is that virtualizing desktops allows your end users to access them from almost any place and any device. We are now living in a mobile era. There is a report saying that almost 1/3 of all employees in the world are mobile employees. They do not work at your office. They are always on the move. They work from home, from airports, hotels, from customer sites. With virtual desktop infrastructure, you enable them to take the full advantage of the infrastructure that you are providing. Again, business agility. How we understand business agility in terms of virtual desktop environment? You can be more agile. You can more quickly implement updates, implement new applications, implement change in this environment. Also, provisioning new desktops for new employed users is very fast. It's just a matter of a couple of minutes to unpack new thin client device, put it on the desk, and provision out of the template a virtual desktop for the particular user. You can do many operations that took a lot of time with classical tools as fast as a blink of an eye. Now let's go to the mobile device and bring your own device. Probably you heard about bring your own device trend on the market. What is it? It's a moment where your users bring their own devices, like MacBooks, mobile devices, to the company and ask you to configure all the services like email, like SharePoint access, like application access on those devices. So you need a tool to provide them with secure access to these applications and services, but at the same time letting them fully control their own device. And at the end, virtual desktop is also about savings and cost reduction. All those things go to the lower power consumption of the devices that you are using. It goes to less work that your administrators, help desk operators need to do in the environment. So taking all of this into consideration, it's really easy to show you how you can save money, how you can save time when virtualizing your desktops and going from the physical desktop infrastructure to the virtual one. So this is the main idea behind the virtual desktop infrastructure. Horizon View, which is part of the Horizon Suite, is a perfect, best-in-class, and I believe that #1 on the market right now tool that allows you to virtualize desktops. And let's see what new features have we delivered a couple of weeks ago with the new 5.3 version that is available on the market right now. There was a big challenge with some use cases for virtual desktops. It was not easy to virtualize workstations that were intended, for instance, for 3D graphics processing, for CAD architecture, and so on. So we made a move. We partnered with NVIDIA to deliver highly efficient 3D graphics inside virtual desktops. We are able to take advantage of physical graphics cards from NVIDIA and present them directly to the virtual desktops that required the highest performance of 3D applications. You can use NVIDIA Quadro, Tesla, NVIDIA K1, K2 cards and directly pass through them to virtual desktops. So applications running inside virtual desktops, like CAD, CAM applications, 3D applications, video processing applications, can run directly on a physical, fast GPU instead of the CPU that was previously used as a software renderer for 3D graphics. This is for the highest performance demanding scenarios. But you can also use the second functionality that was recently introduced in VMware View. VSGA is similar technology. It also allows you to use a physical GPU, but in this scenario, you can share one card between many virtual desktops. So you can actually virtualize graphics card the same way as you would virtualize CPU or the memory, and you can share this power of the GPU among many virtual desktops. With this, it's really cheap to deliver average performance for less demanding 3D applications, but still allow end users to use any application requiring 3D graphics inside their virtual desktop. Next, let's take a look at what you can virtualize as a virtual desktop. For many years, we've been delivering support for Windows XP, Windows 7. Recently, we added support for the Windows 8 version. And 3 weeks ago, we also introduced full support for 8.1 desktop, which is considered right now a very good operating system. And after first impressions about Windows 8, Windows 8.1 is really considered by the companies as a future operating system for their end users. But not only Windows desktop operating systems can be used as virtual desktops. Virtual desktops can also be based on Windows Server 2008. You can use many instances of virtual machines running Windows Server 2008 and dedicate each of them to individual user. This can give a great advantage in terms of licensing. For many of you, licensing Windows Server 2008 can be much more effective and cheaper than licensing desktop operating systems inside VDI. So please feel free to read about it, to read about the licensing terms. Maybe you will find Windows Server 2008 a perfect future desktop for your end users. Going further, I taught you about Teradici and PC over IP protocol, which is a perfect remote protocol for high performance, high and great user experience, allowing you to deliver almost native visual display of the desktop. But we do also have an alternate protocol, the protocol called Blast, that is totally based on HTML5, that you can use your browser to access a virtual desktop directly from any device without installing any software or any software components for the browser. It's completely independent from the operating system, from the platform. It's a future protocol for any device that can arise in your organization. That's nice. I will show you this later on the live demo part after we finish some PowerPoint introduction. Again, Unity Touch. I know that many of you will like to use virtual desktops and access them from mobile devices like tablets. iPad, Samsung Galaxy Tab, and many other tablets are right now available on the market. And they allow you to connect directly to the virtual desktop. But my first impression when using iPad to connect to remote session of Windows was not so good. It's really hard to navigate on such a small screen and use your finger to tap directly, for instance, menu Start, All Programs, Excel. This is not efficient. Users of mobile devices like iPads and tablets really want something that would be similar in interaction as a native mobile device graphic user interface. So this is why we created Unity Touch, a special sidebar that appears during your remote session to the virtual desktop that does the inventory of all the application and data that resides on your virtual desktop and allows you to easily launch, close, minimize, maximize, and do many types of operations from the sidebar, not in the Windows interface. It's really easier and more efficient to use this session like this. And going to more technical part, and something that will be probably very interesting for those of you guys that already know vSphere. Recently, during our annual conference called VMware, we introduced something that is called vSAN. It's a new functionality built inside the vSphere hypervisor platform that allows you to create a shared storage from the local disks inside your servers. So you can forget about storage devices, storage area networks, fiber channel switches, interconnects, and so on. You can just use your local drives that you put inside your servers and create a shared pool of storage that is available to any server inside the same cluster. This makes it really cheap to deliver an environment of the vSphere cluster that has shared storage, that can use vMotion, that can use high availability functionality, that can use any functionality that relies on shared storage without actually having shared storage. And this functionality can be also used to host virtual desktops. You can put virtual desktop on such vSAN clusters to make it as cheap as possible to deliver storage for virtual desktop infrastructure. And in the past, the storage was a significant part of the total cost of acquisition of such kind of virtual desktop environment. vSAN makes it really easier and affordable for you to deliver VDI in your environment. And at the end, there's a very new announcement from us. I hope you will find it very attractive. For those of you who are familiar with vCenter Operations Manager, our enterprise monitoring and management solution for vSphere environments that allows you to manage capacity, performance, health of your environment, I would like to say that vCenter Operations Manager have been developed also for VMware View environment. With VMware View and with the whole Horizon Suite, we deliver you a tool that you can use to monitor your virtual desktop infrastructure. With many other vendors, you have to invest in another solution, in third-party solution to do the management of the environment. With Horizon Suite, it's already included, it's enterprise-ready, it's proven in physical server, in virtual server management. So vCenter Operations Manager for View is ready to use with the bundle of Horizon Suite. Now, we talked a lot about virtual desktops, but probably you know that virtual desktops will not take place of every physical device like laptop and desktop in your environment. Probably you will still have some part of your environment based on physical devices that your users will use. And this is why we included in Horizon Suite also a tool that allows you to manage these physical devices, but to still have the same type of management like with the virtual desktops, the same agility, the same performance. This is where Horizon Mirage comes into action. Horizon Mirage allows you to run your desktops locally on the devices. So you are still using desktops and laptops, and with a highly efficient protocol, you can synchronize the images of those desktops to the data center, and back you can synchronize the master image, the golden image that you want to implement on every desktop in your environment to the end devices. We use the duplication, we use compression, we use many intelligent algorithms that allows for very efficient network synchronization of all the data that resides on the end user computers. I will show you some details later, but now let's take a closer look what you can achieve with Mirage and how it helps in managing physical devices. First of all, it allows for automated Windows deployment. Imagine that you have a brand new computer that comes from the manufacturer. It has some OEM operating system, or it has no operating system already installed. You can use Horizon Mirage to automatically deploy through the network a full prepared image of the operating system that you want to implement on this computer. You can also use Mirage to deliver applications, configuration data, and all the things that you want to put on this desktop. Again, taking into consideration the fact that we are synchronizing all the user data, we can do automated endpoint backup and disaster recovery. We can do PC refresh scenarios. We can even make it faster to recover computers from some breaks, interruptions, and so on. And it's a perfect tool for centralized image management. And let's see how it works and how its architecture looks like. Mirage is a very simple solution. You can run it on top of vSphere as a virtual machine that is connected to some kind of network-attached storage to store all this synchronized user data. There's a simple console accessible through the web or to the MMC. And then you have many kinds of clients. Clients like laptops, desktops, virtual machine on MacBooks, for instance, that you put a simple Mirage agent on it. This agent is responsible for synchronizing all the data back to the data center, and it's also responsible to download all the master images, applications, and configuration from the data center. So it works both ways. Mirage agent is a very intelligent piece of software. It can understand the operating system and divide it into layers. There's a set of layers that the Mirage agent can understand. You can see them right now on your screens. We can understand which part is responsible for the user profile, which part is responsible for the domain membership, and for instance, which part is responsible for the base operating system or the drivers. And Mirage agent can deliver all those layers separately. So for instance, you can just put another application as a layer or put another driver as a layer, making it very easier to deliver all those things separately in a very efficient way. So, just to summarize the scenarios that you can do with Mirage. You can do the Windows image management. You can create a golden image and apply it to all the computers that you manage with Horizon Mirage agent. Next, you can deploy applications. You can create application layer that is based on this central image that you created before, and then you can push this layer to all the computers. So you can forget about streaming through the network MSI packages, installing them on every computer. All you do is you just synchronize the already prepared set of files in an application layer that merges with the operating system, and after one reboot, it's already there, installed, ready for use, and fully compatible with the central image that you applied previously. Driver library is also a unique solution. Usually it's very hard to manage drivers. Do you manage your drivers? Many companies do not, because it's really hard. There are no special tools for doing this. With Horizon Mirage, you can keep your drivers up to date on every device with driver library. You keep central database of all your drivers updated, and Mirage agent is responsible for applying them to every device automatically without any manual actions. Next, Mirage is also a disaster recovery solution. Mirage frequently, based on a given schedule, creates snapshots of every device and stores this snapshot in the data center as a backup. At any time, user or administrator can revert back the whole image to the snapshot, or he can even extract single files from this backup. Those backups are available for the end users through some central portal that users can access to get their backup files recovered. Hardware refresh. If you change the devices in your company, it's very easy to decommission the old device, introduce new device, and download the backup that is stored in the data center. Windows migration, having Windows XP, it's really easy to go to Windows 7 with Mirage. You can just exchange the Windows operating system layer, preserving all the user data, machine identity, and deploying the applications accordingly to what was on the Windows XP machine. And the bring your own device, bring your own computer scenario can also be covered with Horizon Mirage. If your user will bring his own MacBook to the company and ask you to deliver all the applications to this MacBook, you can use Fusion Pro, our virtualization solution for MacBook, Windows, and Linux, to install a special virtual machine with Horizon Mirage agent inside and synchronize the central image and all the applications that are necessary for this user. So this user will be able to use his MacBook native operating system for personal use, but for corporate use and for corporate applications, he will run the central managed virtual machine that resides on his desktop, but is managed centrally by you. This is about Horizon Mirage. Now, the last part, the most important, I think, part, because it's kind of head over all our solutions that we developed right now, the Horizon Workspace. The place, the portal that allows you to access all the services from one place with single sign-on and so on. This is a part that I will try to show you live to make you interested in this kind of solution. So what is Horizon Workspace? Horizon Workspace is, in first place, a web portal. In second place, it's an application for mobile devices, for Windows operating systems, for Android, for iOS, for macOS. It's an application that allows users to access applications, data, virtual desktop from central place, but at the same time, it's a solution that gives you, as an administrator, full control over the policies that apply to this access. So we are using very secure syncing, sharing, and remote access from any device to any service that you can introduce inside your organization. With this, you increase the security and compliance because all the data and all the access to the data is securely managed by the policies that you apply. You can allow your users to get access to the applications and data from anywhere, from any place, any device. You can allow your users to use more than one device for work, because the data stored inside the workspace is available on any device that you put Horizon Workspace application on. You can introduce also bring your own device management, because with Horizon Workspace you can do mobile device management and mobile application management of company or user-owned devices. And at the end, it's also a great tool for collaboration. You can enable your users to share files, collaborate on them, create different versions, comment, discuss, and do all those things that are so necessary in today's mobile workspace and today's mobile users' environment. So from one side, Horizon Workspace is a solution for end users. It's a web portal, it's an application for different devices, but from the other side, it's also a powerful management solution for IT administrators that allow you to control many aspects and many factors of user access to the services. You can control the quota of the files they can store. You can control the password policies on many devices. You can control the networks that can be used to access the data. You can create application catalogs. You can allow and disallow access to many applications for end users. I will try to show it to you live just in a couple of minutes. Let's take a short introduction to the end user perspective of Horizon Workspace. First of all, I don't like to call it like this, but probably it will be the most easy way to explain you what is the file collaboration part of Workspace. It's like an enterprise Dropbox. We introduced and created enterprise file sharing and collaboration solution that you can run in 100% inside your data center on-premise, taking full control of all the data. Then you can use it just like you use Dropbox. You install a client on many devices and you synchronize all the files that you need between them. Anytime, anywhere access, high fidelity, high security, and this is something that we deliver with Workspace. Next, applications. In today's world, a user has to remember many URLs, many usernames, many passwords just to get access to the application he needs for working. With Horizon Workspace, we made it easier to access those applications. We are presenting them inside of the portal. We are delivering single sign-on and identity management solution that allows users to access many types of applications from one central point. And at the end, virtual desktops. We hope that you will invest in this technology. But then, you will need something to make it easier for your end users to access those desktops. And this is something that Horizon Workspace does. It presents the desktop for the end users, allowing them to launch the virtual desktop session directly from the browser, without remembering any passwords, any URLs, simple, just like a click. So that's it. That's Horizon Workspace. This is a three-part solution that we are developing. You can expect more functionalities in the future. For now, it's a perfect place to start as an end user working with all the services that are delivered by the company. But there's also a little silent hero of all the Horizon Suite products. This hero is called TNAP, our probably smallest product ever that is intended to virtualize applications. What is application virtualization? Application virtualization is a technology that allows you to package almost any application into single executable file, making it completely independent from the operating system, making it very easy to deploy to the end users, to the end user devices, making it portable, so you can take it on a pen drive, put it on another device, and run it without any installation. This is TNAP, and TNAP is embedded in all our products. We use it with many technologies. With TNAP, you can package almost any application. With the newest version, we allow you to package even 64-bit applications. We have full support for business applications like Office 2010 and 13, the newest browser like Internet Explorer 10, Windows 8.1, but also applications like SAP graphics user interface, like CAD applications, like any application that you would like to virtualize. But why we virtualize applications? We virtualize them to achieve compatibility and easiness of deployment. And this is how TNAP integrates with Horizon Workspace portal. You can use TNAP packages to present them through Horizon Workspace portal and allow end users to run them just through the click. End user clicks the application is downloaded to his local device and run locally. Simple as that. So, just to summarize, Horizon Suite is a set of 3 major products. Horizon Mirage for managing physical desktops, Horizon View for managing virtual desktops, and Horizon Workspace, a cap above it all that allows multi-device access to applications, data, and virtual desktops. You can buy all those technologies as a single products. You can buy those technologies as a single Horizon Suite that includes everything, licensed on a per user basis or per concurrent connection basis. And no matter which part of the suite you buy, you always get TINAP. You always get this application virtualization solution with the license you buy. This is a great advantage. So thank you for the presentation part. Now it's time for a short demo to show you how at VMware we use this solution to achieve better performance as an employee. I would like to show you how, as an end user, I can use all those solutions in my day-to-day work. So let's switch to my browser and to my computer, just to show you what is a portal. A portal that comes with 3 main functionalities. It allows you to synchronize files, access applications, and access virtual desktops. In the Files section, you can see all the files that you own, that were shared with you with other people, and that you can access directly through the browser. All those files are synchronized by a small agent that runs on every computer. When you open this agent, you are redirected to a folder inside your profile, and as you can see, all the files that you put inside of in this folder are automatically synchronized with the data center and presented in this view. So for instance, if we will create a new folder called Webinarium, it should be automatically created in our Files section and available after the initial synchronization that will take place just in a moment. What's also important about this solution is that we have built-in preview for files inside of this application. So you don't need to have Microsoft Office installed, Adobe Reader installed to open files. You can open Excel files, you can open Office files, PDF files directly in the browser. This is a great advantage, especially for the mobile devices. And what you can do also versioning of the documents. For instance, if I edit the Excel file on my computer and add some hello Vilnius, hello again, add something, change, alter the document, and save it, it will be automatically synchronized with the data center, with my repository. And in a moment, I should see that the new version will appear. And here it is. I can see that at 9:37, it means exactly right now, I created a new version of the document, as you can see. I can always go back to the previous one. I can make the previous one the latest version. I can do some comments. And at the end, I can share this file with someone generating a public link. A public link will allow the person to download directly this document to his desktop. But if I will use a folder, I can share this folder in a more advanced way. I can use email address to invite a particular person to access my folder, and I can grant him 3 types of permissions: the view-only permission, the view and edit only permission, and view, edit, and share permission. We are using email addresses. I will share it with my private email account. We can attach some message, and we can share the folder. After this, when I go to my mailbox, I will show you this in a moment, I can see email with invitation, and after clicking this email, I'll be able to get to Horizon Workspace, create the password, and access the Webinarium folder. Then, I can upload some files to the Webinarium folder. I can create new versions. I can comment. So we can work as a team on a document, on a folder that was shared. And what's important, we have a full view into what's going on with our files. There is a history tab that allows you to see all the actions that you or someone else that has access to your files were taking against them. You can see if someone deleted the document, and you can undelete this document. You can filter all the actions, for instance, to see all the delete actions. This is all possible with Horizon Workspace. And what's important, if you will install the Horizon Workspace application on your iOS or Android device, you will get access to the same place. It's a great product. It is a very secure product. Please believe me that probably your users are using some public data cloud services like Dropbox, like Google Drive, like SkyDrive from Microsoft. It's not secure. You can provide them with a similar solution, but with a solution that you can completely manage and control inside your data center. Okay, let's go to the Applications tab. So a big challenge for end users and for administrators, of course, is the application access. For now, if we think about the types of applications that we use, we can name Windows applications. We can name web applications that run inside your data center, web applications that you buy from some software as a service providers. Sometimes we use Citrix XenApp applications. Sometimes we use mobile applications. Sometimes we use applications as VPN connection, and so on. And the users has to remember where to access which application. With Horizon Workspace, we can easily create a simple view of all the applications inside our data center or outside of our data center and present them with a simple way of launching those applications. I don't have to remember what is the address of our enterprise collaboration portal. I just click an icon and I'm automatically redirected to the proper application. Single sign-on using SAML technology automatically log me into the application. So in very fast way, I can access our enterprise collaboration portal, which is kind of, again, enterprise Facebook, something also interesting that we have in our offering that you can use for social collaboration, project management, group discussions, and so on and so on. Very, very interesting tool, but this is only a digression. If you would be interested, just let us know. We'll be more than happy to tell you more details. So all those applications can be presented here. The applications that the users see directly are the applications dedicated for him. But we also have something like an application shop, self-service solution for adding applications directly by the user. The user can open an Add Application tab and can see all the applications that are available in the corporation. Of course, an administrator had to previously prepare this catalog. And the user can click Add. Clicking Add will automatically add the application to his workspace and make it available for the use. You can also attach some workflow to this part. So after adding the application, there can be an email sent to the application owner or the user manager that asks if the user is allowed to use this application and if this access should be granted. So this is it. This is a central portal for accessing applications. Just to summarize, central point of view for Windows applications, virtualized as TNAPs, web applications, software as a service applications, mobile applications, XenApp applications, and many, many more that you can present to your users as an icons, deliver single sign-on and easiness of access. And let's go to the last part of Horizon Workspace, the View Desktops part. It's a part in which we present our end users with the desktops, with the virtual desktops that are available for them. Next, the end user can click an icon and decide if he wants to run the Horizon View client and use PC over IP protocol to access this desktop, or do he want to use a web browser access, which will display his virtual desktop session inside the browser. So for this demo, let's open a session in a browser and see how we can use a desktop in a browser. That should be interesting. So let's wait a minute. There will be some disclaimer that we have to accept. And after accepting, we should be connected directly to our virtual desktop. I hope that during the demo it will work, because usually, this time it's okay. Perfect. So here is my virtual desktop session. I used it before, so it's logged. I can log in, and I can fully interact with my session. I can use a browser. I can launch some applications. It's a fully functional remote session directly from the browser without any add-on, without any software. Quite efficient. It does not require very good bandwidth, very good connection. As you can see, very functional. Okay, let's disconnect from the web session. And let's connect using the client. VMware View, our virtual desktop solutions, allow you to install a special PC over IP client on a Windows, Linux, MacBook, Android, iOS, whatever device you want to use. And with this client, you can connect to a virtual desktop with more efficient and more rich protocol. With this protocol, you can display high-resolution graphics, 3D graphics. You can connect your local printers or local devices connected with USB. And with this session, you can also access your virtual desktop. And as probably you can see, the resolution, the experience is a little bit better than with Blast protocol. It's more smooth. This is because PC over IP protocol is the best protocol for displaying high resolution, best, great user experience. That is very fast. And we are using right now some mobile network. The virtual desktop is based in the United States. And we can see some news portal working very smooth. As I told you, if you connect some storage device, for example, a pen drive, you can connect it to the virtual desktop. You can connect a scanner, printer, whatever. It's a very flexible solution. Okay, let's close the session. One thing I forget about, the management of the workspace. Imagine that you installed a client on many devices, on your tablet, on your phone, and unfortunately you lose your phone. And there is a corporate data on that phone. This data is, of course, protected. It's encrypted. It's protected with PIN. But still, the data is there. You can use the self-service unlink functionality to do the remote wipe of the device. So it's also very secure and easy to wipe the device. It can be done either by the administrator or by the user itself directly from the portal. You can see also the quota, the amount of storage that you have left. You can change your picture, your email. You can personalize this portal. And if you are accessing this portal for the first time on a given computer, you can download a Horizon Workspace client for different platforms that it's available for. And that would be it when it goes to the live demo part that I wanted to show you. Now it's time for questions. Do you have any questions? I'll be more than happy to answer them. Oh, I can see many questions. So let me go from the first one. We have like 10-15 minutes left, so I hope I will manage to answer all of them. If not, we will take them offline. Can I migrate from XP to Windows 7 or Windows 8? Yes, you can. This is the main functionality of Mirage, part of Horizon Suite. You can use Mirage to create a base layer with Windows 7 or 8 and exchange the Windows XP layer, preserving all the user data. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the Vision again. I forget about it. So you can use Mirage to automatically deploy the new Windows 7 image, preserve the user profile, and migrate the profile from the Windows XP version 1 to the Windows 7 version 2. You can also deliver the same applications that were residing on Windows XP to Windows 7. You can preserve the same domain membership information like name, SID. So actually with 2 reboots of the computer, a user is switching just the operating system and he sees all the data applications. It's completely automated, it's done over the network, and it's very not disrupting work for the end user. Second question, how to categorize the data on the computer into separate logical layers? This solution is quite similar to TINAP. When you create the base layer with Mirage, when you create this central image, next thing you do with the central image, you create something like a snapshot, you install the application or the data, and you create a second snapshot. Then you take the delta from those 2 snapshots, and you have all the files on all the configuration, all the changes that the application made, and you send all those data as a layer to all the desktops that you manage. And this is the idea behind application layers. This is how we do application layers. How well does the synchronization perform over the WAN? First of all, we have to say that the synchronization is deduplicating the data before sending it to the data center. Imagine that you have 2 Windows 7 desktops. All those desktops share some amount of the same data. So after the first desktop will be synchronized with the data center, it will send all the data. But the second desktop will try to see what data already resides in the data center, and it will send only the data that it's not already there. We do this kind of deduplication based on the full files, chunks of files, and also on the block level. So first of all, the agent decides which data should be sent, and then we have some algorithms for compression that it makes it really efficient to synchronize this data. From our experience at our customers that already use this technology, 15 kilobits per second is a day average that is required to synchronize all the changes that are happening on the end-user desktop in a normal operation state. What are the Horizon Mirage requirements? From the server perspective, all you need is a virtual machine with Windows 2008. And for managing up to 1,500 desktops, 1 virtual machine is enough. And from the end-user perspective, we support Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 8. And actually, Horizon Mirage Agent is a very simple piece of code. It's 3.5 megabytes. It only relies on .NET framework that is already on the operating system. 15 kilobits for the network operations, and of course the storage. With Mirage, you copy all the files from the desktops to the data center. It's of course deduplicated, but still you will need a big amount of storage to store all this data. But at the same time, having, let's say, PC lifecycle management solution for application delivery, system deployment, you have a backup solution of all your users' data. Usually we don't do backup with classical tools because it's hard, it's expensive, and so on. With Mirage, at the same time, you get the backup solution for the end users' files. How is data security managed? Oh, this is a very open question because we have many products, and in every product the security is managed in different way. With VMware View, security is managed from one side with the secure protocol because PC over IP is using encryption. You can choose different encryption algorithms for the PC over IP. You can use also different authentication methods. You can use simple Active Directory username and password, but you can also integrate with solutions from RSA, from Imprivata, or any other radius-compatible authentication solution. It's also possible to use smart cards or certificate authentication with virtual desktops. And the security is by design also, I would say, because the data is residing on vSphere in the data center in a place that you have complete control of. You can also use vSphere technologies like vCloud networking and security, and things like this to implement some network security above this all. So this is about View, just in a couple of words. From the Mirage perspective, all the transmission is also encrypted. All the data in the data center is encrypted, so it's not possible to perceive some data during the transmission. No option for the man-in-the-middle attacks. So Mirage is also quite secure. With Workspace, also authentication can be strong, Radius smart card. With Workspace, you have a full control over the mobile device that you install the application. You can control the passcode policy. You can, for instance, force the, let's say, idle time duration before the device will be locked out. You can set some idle session, expiration session parameters. The container in which we store the data is also encrypted. It's not possible to do a hard push on this container because there are some security keys that will get broken and the data will be unusable. So there are many functionalities. We have great documents about it on our website. I will share with you my email address in a moment, so you can also try to reach me by email. I'll be more than happy to answer some questions more in detail. Who is reseller in Lithuania? What's the price of the Horizon Mirage? So we have many resellers in Lithuania. You can always go to VMware.com. There is a part called Partner Locator. And using Partner Locator, you can filter all the partners that sell our products in Lithuania. From the political reasons, I cannot name any one of them by a specific name, but you can find them all on our website and choose the preferred one. Why should I use Mirage? You should use Mirage because it will bring you a lot of advantages and save time. All the operations that are manual today, like system deployment, system installation, patching, using WSUS for deploying patches, using MSIs for deploying applications. It can be all automated and done centrally from the Mirage with the full compatibility, because we use this central image on every device, and every application that we will put as an application layer will be 100% compatible because it was actually created on this central image. In the same product, you have a functionality of the backup. So you provide your end users with a backup solution. It's a solution that will allow you in the future easily refresh your hardware if you will need to exchange all the laptops to the new ones. It will easily help you to migrate from one operating system to another. And in the end, it is a solution also that will be almost invisible for the end users. So the disruptions related to software installation, patching, changing operating system will be minimal. It's like having a cup of coffee before the new application is installed on the operating system. So that's it. It's a very open question. I'll be more than happy to talk more about it. We don't have time today for this, but feel free to contact me later. Can I use only TNAP without any other product? Yes, TNAP is available as standalone products. You can buy TNAP per named user or per named device. Actually, it's quite cheap. If I remember correctly, the suggested retail price is like 20 euro or maybe less. Don't treat it as an exact amount, but just to give you an idea about the price. So you can buy TNAP as a standalone product, no problem. Another question. We have Windows 7 working places, Windows 7, Dropbox, Gmail apps. Is it worth to move to cloud solutions based on VMware, or is it too small team? I believe that our products are good for almost every customer. Starting from the infrastructure solutions like vSphere, we have special offerings for small companies that are specially discounted. And going to our products from end-user computing, you can buy all those things that we are talking about for as little amount as 10 users, because you can buy our products in a packs of 10 or 100 licenses. So you can start using this in any environment. All those solutions are available also as a 60-day trials, so before buying you can try them. Our partners and me myself also will be more than happy to help you implement and test those products. So that's it. How can I purchase Horizon Mirage? Just like I told you, try to find one of our partners here in Lithuania. You can find them on VMware.com, and they will guide you through the process of buying. They will present you with a price offer and guide you through all the process to get the licenses. Question: could you explain Microsoft Windows licensing policy on VMware View environment? Actually, formally, I should not do it. And I can share with you some personal information I have, but I cannot talk about third-party licensing policies. In general, for virtual desktops, if you will be virtualizing Windows desktop operating system like XP, Windows 7, Windows 8, you will need something that is called Virtual Desktop Access License, VDA license. It's a license from Microsoft that comes as an annual subscription or as a part of software assurance if you have attached it to your volume licensing agreement with Microsoft. And you need this license for every device that will be accessing virtual desktops in the infrastructure. And you can use one license for one device to access 4 virtual desktops. So this is the main idea behind the VDA. There are also some stars with some details. There are good documents from Microsoft available on their websites. I also do have them, so I'll be more than happy to share them with you. In a moment, I will give you an email address so you can contact me. It's a little bit different if you want to use Windows 2008 as a virtual desktop, because in this situation, as this is a server operating system, you don't need this VDA license. You can just rely on a standard Windows Server licensing. I also have some documents that I can share with you later. Let's go to another question. How can we manage mailboxes in mobile devices? Okay. We have a special applications developed directly by VMware, by our developers, that is 100% compatible with any ActiveSync solution, especially Exchange and Zimbra. So this mobile application allows you to access email, calendar, task, contacts. So for end user, it's just a solution that he can use on iOS or on Horizon or on Android device. You can go to Google Play and see that it's already there. It's not available publicly because we are still in the beta phase of this application. But in a couple of months, I think it will be available publicly, and the end user on his phone will have an application called Horizon Mail. This Horizon Mail will allow him with access to Exchange or Zimbra mailboxes. And from the other side, as an administrator, you will be able to control all the policies of this application, like password lock, like security algorithms of encryption, and so on and so on. So that was the last question. Thank you for giving me those questions. I hope that I answered them correctly. If you would like to go more into details, now I will use PowerPoint presentation to present you with my email address. Okay, I hope it's visible right now. Please feel free to write me an email. I'll do my best to answer you in a short time. And that's the end. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope to see you again one day. Bye.